Okay, this is really exciting. Fanatec and SimHub, it's all come together. This is the new Fanatec screen that you saw us look at in Las Vegas. Yep. We now have it here because I think as of today, it's now kind of like a Fanatec product with this bracket. So this bracket obviously works very well with the Fanatec Clubsport cockpit, but it's basically T-slot compatible.
Yes.
So you could actually T-slot this onto any rig. But we've got it on the Fanatec rig, the Clubsport rig, it looks fantastic. And we've been really surprised by the functionality. As it happens, Sam just bought a dashboard. It's a lot cheaper than this, which is a big con, a bigger pro for Sam.
But it's a lot smaller.
But it's a lot smaller. I don't think yours has touchscreen. No. And also this, as you might expect, has a lot of software stuff. Now, I'm not a SimHub fiend by any stretch of imagination. I get frustrated with SimHub. I'm switching sims and it doesn't pick it up. However, this does some cool stuff. So let us know what you think in the comments about this. The price is on screen. This is a review unit from Corsair, so it's very expensive. But bearing that in mind, let us know what you think. So first of all, this is a SimHub dash I think we all know, because I like Ferrari, so I put the Ferrari one on. Now, this is a touchscreen, so I can see here last lap, best lap, and I think I can also go over to the track map as well, which is pretty cool. Now, as you can see, this Corsair, it's called the Xenon Edge screen, I haven't even mentioned it. Yeah. It's 720p, 60 Hertz. So I have paid for the SimHub license for the higher refresh rate, which makes it very smooth. But this is actually not running SimHub, the app, on here. This is running through iCUE. So in this video, we're going to show you iCUE. We're going to show you SimHub. So this is very similar to a SimHub experience right now. However, Sam, if you can take us to the next dash that we prepared here.
Previously prepared.
So now we have two SimHub dashes. And that's because this is actually all running in iCUE. And iCUE have done SimHub widgets. And it's all very customizable.
It's all very customized. It's all very integrated with each other. So when they've worked together as two companies to one, everything works pretty flawlessly.
Yeah, I would say that I get frustrated in SimHub. Like, I think as I've mentioned a few times, there's been so many times like, I've got to alt tab out and whatever, and it doesn't pick up screens on my wheels, etc. However, this seems to be idiot proof, I would say. So here we've got a dash on the left, and we created in Dash Studio this track map on the right, and it was very easy to do. So I think the real power of this Xenon Edge screen is going to be creating your own very simple Dash Studio dashes that you collage. Let's go over to the next one.
You must know what that one is.
Because you can also do stuff in iCUE that's kind of like a bit fun. So, for example,
the Corsair decision coin.
Am I going to crash next lap? Chances look bright like your LEDs. Now, some of these are really cringy responses. Whether you can customize them, I don't know. But also, it's like a little bit of fun. So you can do loads and loads and loads of stuff here.
Is Kireth going to overtake either of these cars at all in this lap? Oh, I've got to press it again and reset it.
Okay.
Training strongly that he's going to overtake someone.
I'm on it in the Ferrari.
Have Corsair predicted the future here?
Okay, so Sam, if you can, in the meanwhile, take everyone over to screen one. Oh my!
Screen one. I mean, you are past them.
This is, again, like a little bit of a glimpse now at what's really possible. So we've got a ton of SimHub widgets that are taking their time to initialize.
There we go.
As you can see. So this is all in real time. But we've packed, you could have 6 SimHub dashes here. But also, I think what's really interesting is the blending it with the other iCUE stuff. So we've got my GPU load and my CPU temp as well here. And we've just got a photo, which I think is going to be the thumbnail for this video, maybe. It's kind of like in the future. Sam, I overtipped one of them.
You did. I mean, I was amazed.
Yeah.
But obviously, we haven't got the OBS on this screen, but just to show it through, this is all extremely... I'm just going to pick a random one. Water temperature, there we go. So it changes over.
We're saying this is a really expensive screen. Like the exact price will be on screen, ironically, but it's really expensive. Like you can get screens that run SimHub for much, much cheaper.
Yes.
You only need a 60 Hertz screen, and you don't need a massive one. However, this is a very nice looking screen. It's a touch screen. It's 720p, so it's actually kind of HD, and it integrates with iCUE. And iCUE have the widgets for SimHub. So you can actually do the multi-screen stuff quite easily. But we're saying that if you like this idea, you do not need this Corsair screen. And obviously most people are really going to want to see from Fanatec a screen and a wheel. But to be honest, for other people, this might be better than a screen and a wheel because the screen's not rotating.
Yeah.
It sits
and I mean,
above.
for a wheel like the one which you're using at the moment, it's like Williams a few years ago.
Yeah.
They didn't have a screen in their wheel.
And as we know, Williams have just performed really well for the last few years before Formula this year. The other thing worth bearing in mind is that this is a Corsair branded product. So if you lived under a rock, Fanatec had big financial issues really, and Corsair ended up buying them. Corsair have done a lot of improvements with Fanatec over the last year. It's now 3-year warranty with all products. Yeah. They do refurbished products with 2-year warranty as well, which is really interesting. They do spare parts. They say that the customer service has been improved. So obviously, all the customers will be the test of that. However, this is a Corsair product, not a Fanatec product. And something that's interesting is in the box, it comes with 2 very good cables. It comes with a very high-speed USB-C cable, because you can run this on one USB-C cable if you've got the right port in your PC. And it also comes with a HDMI to DisplayPort cable, which is fantastic, because obviously most graphic cards have 3 DisplayPorts and 1 HDMI. However, for a lot of sim races, your rig is going to be a little bit further away from your PC.
Yes.
And neither of those cables reach my PC from here. So that's an interesting thing, because if this was a pure sim racing product, maybe they would have given longer cables.
5 metre.
Exactly,
like
a 3 metre cable or something like that. So that's interesting, but it's been a little bit repurposed, it seems, for sim racing. So if Corsair want to charge a ton of more extra money here, which they're trying to, there needs to be extra functionality.
Yep.
And for me, the question is going to be, is this going to be worth it for people or not? I would say, if you're already a SimHub wizard, you're probably not going to care too much about this, because you can probably bodge all this in Dash Studio.
Yeah, you can have like a normal tablet, like your old iPad or something.
And you can expand like the aspect ratio in Dash Studio to like fill this.
Yep.
But if you're someone who's like never really liked SimHub that much, there's by the way, there's no shade on SimHub. As far as I can tell, like the sim racing community owes a lot more to SimHub than they get recognised for.
Yes, for sure.
And actually, a lot of the sim racing community will probably fall over if they stop supporting SimHub. So absolute credit to those guys over there. But I don't really speak the language of SimHub and dashes. And it's the same with like MOZA Pit House as well. Like I'm not really customizing dashes a lot of the time. So if you just want to have something like this, I would say this is not worth it. However, if you want to blend in stuff like, we've even put in like volume here. In fact, if you can go back to screen 1 and show volume.
Volume, which obviously, because it's touchscreen as well, really makes it.
So I know, for example, like the Bavarian Adaptive Beam Tech, like you can have this on the wheel like in a dash. But if you listen here, that's the volume of the TV. And also I can do my microphone as well. So I can have music here and things like that. It is actually quite powerful. And
I mean, just another option for streamers and stuff like that. Obviously you can use your, we're not streaming to Twitch, so it's not going to work, but you can, there's a widget here for Twitch chat as well. So you can have your actual Twitch chat keep playing.
So I think this is going to be quite a controversial product, because when you step into SimHub territory, look where I parked the car here. When you step into SimHub territory, it's like, you know, you're kind of like messing a little bit with this like incredible piece of software that is glue in sim racing, and they've included SimHub as widgets here. I presume there's been some sort of cooperation. And also, do you necessarily want iCUE running as well? Like it's another piece of software. You have iCUE running and SimHub.
Yeah.
However, if you like the aesthetics of this, then it may well be worth it, because aesthetically it looks really nice, especially with these widgets with the temperatures. And there's all, you know, you can put your images, you can put YouTube videos, you can put your volume, you can put other media in there, and maybe that will expand, I don't know. And it's all in iCUE, so you can probably have it flash like the same color as your RAM and everything. So interesting product from Fanatec. We all want to see a screen in a wheel from Fanatec. Some people might prefer that. Worth saying, by the way, the bracket situation can obviously go on top of your wheelbase here as well. I don't do that here because my TV is slammed like absolutely low, so I don't want it to scratch basically. But I quite like it off to the side. You can also have it portrait as well. So interesting product. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you want, we'll do some more on it.